All right, Sky Squad. So we had a discussion earlier today about Basketball Wives. So last night, Basketball Wives Los Angeles premiered, and then Basketball Wives Orlando made its series premiere right after that. Now, I gave you guys my thoughts on what I felt about Basketball Wives LA and how they skipped over some story that I felt like should have been further explained in this first episode in order for us to move forward in a very sensical way. But we also need to talk about Orlando. I mean, well, we talked about it, but really we didn't go into too much detail about it because I felt like it was just a bit too chaotic for me. Somebody made a comment about how they felt like basketball wise, Orlando was trying to maybe cater towards a younger demographic, in which case that would explain to me why it came across more like a Zeus show than a basketball wives show. Mostly because it just seems so chaotic. Again, it was so much going on. But anyway, what I will say to that is that there are clearly people out there who felt differently, and that's fine. Megan James being one of those people. Oh, yes. So, our friends over at Reality Chat happened to catch this interesting little exchange between Brooke and Megan. And I thought, let's put it to a vote with the people here, right? Megan James says Basketball Wives Orlando 8, Basketball Wives Los Angeles up. Fire sign emoji, laughing emoji. All right. So, in my mind, I was like, we watching two different shows? We must have been watching two different shows. But you know what? When somebody pointed that out in the comments that maybe Orlando was going for a younger demographic, I said, you know what? Maybe it was not meant for me. Okay. And maybe it was meant for the Megan Jameses of them all who said something I liked last night. She said, I'm 30 something years old. Okay. I like that. I mean, I feel like I'm just gonna start saying I'm however something years. I don't really care about that, but it was cute when she said it. Anyway, so Brooke Bailey has some things to say. She says, "Dang, I didn't know it was a competition. We've been supportive to y'all, but let's go." Okay. And again, you can find all of this over at Reality Chat. That and a whole lot more. But I just wanted to pick this out to talk about right now. So Megan James' response says, "It's not. We've been supporting you guys as well. But Jessica, okay, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing it right with the Y being sounded like a yes, okay, did a grand job producing and casting our show. She did exceedingly abundantly and above all. I got to give her flowers." Okay, that's so nice. Now, I don't necessarily have as much of a problem with the cast. I just think it was too chaotic, okay? And it felt forced. But that's just me. Again, that's just me in my seasoned reality TV brain. Okay. Brooke says, "I love Jessica and I've had the pleasure of working with her. I'm still working with her on some projects. That's how great I know she is. But your comment was very clear and didn't reference her. It's all good, period." Okay. So I thought, Brooke felt a certain type of way, and I could see why she would feel a certain type of way. But my question to you, as a viewing audience, would be this: did Basketball Wives LA eat Orlando eat? Baby, we got a couple of different definitions of the word eat, baby. Okay. Because I don't feel like it ate nothing. But anyway, that's just me. And like I said, I'm gonna give it another spin because I don't want to just jump to the conclusion that I felt like I jumped to watching the episode. Okay. Because while I was watching, I was almost like I can turn this off. But I kept watching, did my due diligence, did my job. I actually like Megan. I felt like she was going too soon from Basketball Wives LA, but I do feel like this crowd is probably more along her speed because they all seem a little bit more around the same ages. I mean, but I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know what age people are these days because the black don't crack. So who knows? They could all be 50 for all I know, but and still look like they 20 something. Okay. Meanwhile, I mean, I know they're not 50. Lord have mercy. If any one of y'all watching, don't, I ain't trying to say that. I'm just saying that you look good. That's it. Anyway, we gotta talk about Nene. Okay. This is what I've been wanting to talk about. I've been wanting to talk about this all day long. But I felt like I would give y'all the Basketball Wives, review first and get that out of the way. And then, of course, go about my day and get my other things done. And then come back to you guys later on with this Nene discussion. Now, I read somebody in the comment section said something about y'all need to stop discussing Nene, leave Nene alone, leave Britney alone. And I'm like, no. First of all, on this channel, I don't never feel like I've really said anything disparaging about Nene. But, I guess that's up to your interpretation. I try my hardest, especially at this point in time with what I do on this channel, is I try to give you, a critique maybe of something that I see, but I don't try to like go hard or go like in on these people because at the end of the day, they still people, right? So having said that, I want to say I feel like if you guys are not watching Nene Leakes' new like upgraded YouTube like presence, like you're missing out. I'm telling you, you are missing the F out. All right. That's number one. Because it is such a good look into the personal life of Nene for as much as she wants to give. Now, to me, I have two thoughts that I'm going to discuss with you in just a second after I tell you the news. The thing that we got to talk about is, Nene doing a kind of a deep dive into in this particular video right here. She talks about losing Greg because she talks about it from the perspective of going to the doctor and then having to fill out the emergency contact portion, which is something that, like, dang, like I really didn't even process until she started talking about it. And I was like, Nene's crying, I'm crying because I'm like, oh snap, like, especially like just having a conversation with y'all, like, as you get older, you think about or you lose, people that you love in your life, and as you grow, that's gonna happen. It's a part of life that we all have to become accustomed to at some point. And so it just becomes a very relatable conversation that she's having. And it was definitely a moment. But then she goes into the Peter Thomas of it all. How do we get here with the Peter Thomas? Well, first, I think it's important that we go back to the previous video. Now, the previous video, she's talking about dating in her 50s. Okay. And the title is This Is Bad. Now, in that video, she ends up touching on like a little bit of narcissism. And I started to talk about this the other day, but I was just kind of like, I'm gonna let it be because I'm just trying to I'm really enjoying her YouTube channel. I really am. Not only for the purposes of, news, because whatever she wants to tell us is whatever she wants to tell us. Like, it's curated by Nene, right? So she is the architect of, what she puts out there. And so she was talking about, I guess, the perspective of whatever is going on with her and Naomi. I think that's his name. Am I pronouncing it right? Norman. Norman. Is that how you? Yeah. I'm pronouncing it right? Okay. So anyway, if Norman say yes, that's how I'm doing. I'm doing it right. So anyway, basically, she's videoing them in an argument. I mean, it's very interesting. Like they're kind of like in the car driving around arguing. Now, I got to reasonably assume. Let me put the alleged badge up here. I got to reasonably assume that Nene, when she has been talking about this narcissist person, that she is speaking about him. Okay. So she ends up talking about the narcissism. I feel like in this video, I cannot remember the exact details. I did not watch this one again. I watched the latest one again. But she shows this argument, and then she gets into this new video at the end, and she's talking about, people sending her stuff. So someone, I guess, maybe has sent her an interview clip of Peter talking about her and Naomi. I'm assuming that's what it was, because that's what she commented about, right? I don't want to get it wrong. But she was basically saying that Peter was saying something like, her and Naomi are on again, off again, yeah, this, that, and the third, yeah. And so I was like, okay, I mean, that's what it's given. So I mean, sorry, Nene. Anyway, so she was like, Peter, you need to mind your business. I'm not trying to be politically correct. You need to mind your business, worry about your relationships because, okay, your friend is most likely going to tell you their side of the story. So then Nene gives us this example, right? So she gives us this example of like a person, a man that she was talking to. Now, if you understand what Nene has been saying, she don't like to date a lot. Okay. She is usually the type of, like girl that wants to be, bundled up in a relationship. And that's just what it is. If you watch her in her interviews, you watch her, this is true. This is something she has stated. So I don't know who else this could have been. But in my opinion, it felt like she was again talking about Naomi. And so she's like, basically, like, yeah. So this person, she was on the phone with him, and then he says, put your phone on mute, put your phone on mute, shh, put your phone on mute. So she puts her phone on the mute. Okay. So she puts the phone on the mute. And then all of a sudden, she says that um he then the guy, the man on the other end of the line, the person she's talking to, says, "You gonna stop disrespecting me? You gonna stop disrespecting me? You gonna stop disrespecting me?" So what she has surmised was that this person, this man, who she does not call Naomi, but I am assuming, okay, I'm making an assumption, an educated guess, okay, that it is he, but I don't know for sure. I'm putting it out there. I'm just taking an educated guess. Like I say it again, because sometimes I got to say it twice for some people to get it. Um, that she at that point says she surmises that what he had done was put one of his friends on the three-way so that the friend could hear that side of the argument, but the friend had not heard the other side of the argument. So that's how she related this back to Peter. Okay. Peter allegedly hearing maybe Naomi's side of the argument, okay, but not hers. So she want Peter to mind his business. Okay. Now, fair enough. Peter got the right to say what he wants to say, especially based on if that's his opinion, right? But she got the right to say what she wants to say too. So anyway, my point is this: as we walked our way through that, if you are not following Nene on her YouTube channel, you definitely need to be subscribed. It is very touching. It's very entertaining. It's raw. It is Nene unfiltered, but it's not forced. And in my mind, one of the first things that I said was, "Ooh, somebody need to call Carlos and get a camera crew down to the Atlanta and be picking up this drama and chaos betwixt Nene and Naomi and Peter." Okay, that was my initial thought. I was like, "Oh, now this is very interesting stuff, especially if she is calling this man a narcissist. If she is alleged, I mean, it is allegedly. I don't know who she could be talking about, but I mean, an educated guess, like I said. And then I thought to myself, well, maybe she doesn't really need a reality show because at that point, Nene cannot, unless she has editing rights, she wouldn't be able to really control the narrative. Whereas on her YouTube channel, she controls her own narrative. She tells her own story. She owns the content. She cannot be fired from that. So I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? And are you guys watching her platform? Now, to get into the relationships aspect of it all, I don't know that I would be saying all of this stuff, especially if we are still in a situation of it all. But because she's doing it, I mean, I might as well watch. Okay. So anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I, of course, and please definitely go support your girl. Like, like all reality TV stars that I talk about, I provide critiques for. I want them all to win. I really, really do. despite what a lot of people may think, I want them to win. So definitely check her out if you haven't already done so. I'm telling you, these are such good watches because it's so refreshing to see her in this way. I really enjoy it. I enjoyed it before. So anyway, that's all we got for y'all for this evening. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. We would love to have you over here. We do a lot of reality talking and commentary. And of course, I will always try to tell you guys where you can find more information, like the information that we have found here. All right. That the links will be in the description down below for the videos, for each video on her channel, as well as for the reality chat info on Basketball Wives. And I want to know your opinions in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Did Basketball Wives Orlando eat up Basketball Wives LA, or did it just get swallowed? I don't know. Let me know. With that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next video.